It's sort of like Kafka and Escher tried to write a story together.
Yeah, you got it there. Yeah.
Do we actually have any information? I'm wondering whether Kafka's name is based on Franz Kafka, the author, which is what I always thought.
Well,
and I think it was on the wiki page at one point.
Yeah, but it's too. I think it's a stretch. I mean, you certainly can draw some parallels between both characters, Kafka and Kafka. But I also think that there are no really obvious hints towards Kafka being named after Kafka.
Oh, by the way,
if anything, the most obvious hint would perhaps be the final scene, the whole climbing of the real. I don't know. No, actually, no, never mind. No, there are no clear hints other than the coincidence in their names.
Yeah, by the way, Locke died, I ran out of Phoenix Downs and items, and Celes ran out of MP, so I bailed, went back to Nurse and picked up Gao, and bought more healing items.
Oh, that's right. Gao just magically appeared out of nowhere.
I mean, Gao's not going to get very much use in this game, because he's useful, but he's not interesting. Sometimes, like, he's also kind of a pain to level up. So he's going to like and also he's not really in any of the party. He's not in the next dungeon or the dungeon after or the dungeon afterwards. So
why is he floating?
He raged I think Pterodon, which has floating status.
Okay.
I'm one of those people that admits Gao is really powerful, that he can be really useful, but I don't have the patience to level him up.
That makes sense.
I just get bored.
It does take.
Yeah, I know a lot of people would say it's dumb not to level him up because he's like insanely powerful with some of his rages. But I just don't like grinding. Unlike Gym Cloud, for example, I hate grinding.
Yeah, Gao, like his rages are sometimes really, really broken, and other times it's hard because they're 255 rages, and 230 of them are terrible. So it's just not worth the effort, really, sometimes. But if you know what the good ones are, it's amazing. Also, this is the easiest boss ever. He'll be totally...
That looks a bit like Yang.
Alright. I just noticed that Locke mugged that guy. I'm trying to come up with... Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Huh.
So yeah, Locke basically mugged the guy on the testicles. I don't know if anyone else noticed that.
But yeah, since you can imp him, he immediately becomes the easiest boss ever.
I didn't know you could imp bosses. I thought they were all immune.
You know, you would think that, except for the fact that there are like 5 bosses that aren't immune to imp, which makes it pretty easy. Sometimes. And he's just destroyed by Gao and Edgar here. Because they're just this, you can't really beat them in terms of damage at this point, especially with Cap Scratch, which is just a ridiculously powerful attack in the entire game, basically. I don't know, my favorite part about that is that he still lies. He's like, I'll let you peacefully pass by, and then he just fights you.
It sounds a bit like a Pokemon battle. We have met eyes, now we must fight.
In the meantime, we found Terra. And the plot thickens. It's funny, like, I heard that if you, like, Gao doesn't have any lines in this scene, but if you bring him by himself, he says all the lines by himself, which is pretty interesting. Like, they have like, this priority order of, like, the people, like, say the lines, like, Locke is first, then, like, I don't even know, like, maybe it's Edgar or Celeste, I don't know, but it's like a order of the people.
So if you only use Gao, you could effectively make him the protagonist of the game.
Yeah. Like, he actually has lines, for once, in cutscenes. Instead of just kind
That'd
of...
be pretty amusing to watch.
Huh.
We should do a Final Fantasy VI LP Gao edition.
If we're gonna do that,
Every
we have to...
line is
Yeah, we have
every
to do
other line is ooh.
we have to do solo Umaru after that.
I'm sorry. I just pictured the Tsar Dragon talking that speech. The I am destruction. I am chaos. I am Tsar. And Gao going la la la.
It sort of ruins the moment, doesn't it?
But yeah.
Ooh, now we have a sepia tone. Actually, that's quite something I quite like as well in Final Fantasy VI, how we've had the black and white scenes, and I always like a black and white aesthetic, and we've got the sepia scenes. This sort of stylism doesn't seem to be present so much in the more realistically animated games.
Yeah.
I think there was a sepia-like scene in Final Fantasy IX, but I can't quite put my finger on what scene that was.
I don't remember anything like that.
That I can't recall.
Maybe I'm just fabricating the memory. I don't know.
I know the flashbacks in 10 had some sort of a cloudy effect, but other than that...
Yeah, like the flashbacks are kind of like bad VHS tapes, but other than that, I don't think there was a sepia. Like, you notice, like, the way they did it is, like, they didn't have people, like, the names in the front of the text, so they could just have everyone say something, but if you just bring solo Gao, they have to change the lines, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense for Gao, so they make it, like, like, yeah, they make it, like, my favorite one is, like, he, like, starts, like, he, like, goes, like, R-A-M-U-H, like, he just, like, he, like, says, like, Ramu's, he spells out his name every single time he says something. It talks to Ramu. It's pretty amazing. But I'm not actually going to play the game with solo Gao, because that would be pretty awful.
Not to mention insane.
I have actually beaten the game solo Edgar, but that's solo Edgar. Ooh.
Quite a
I'm
bit
sorry, I'm
different.
sitting here and all I can think is, how do Esper genetics work? Is it autosomal dominant?
Santan,
Yes?
it's only a game.
I'm sorry.
MS3000 mantra, MS3000 mantra, MST3000 mantra, that's what I mean. It's only a game.
Have the science facts.
Yeah, because after we talk about Esper genetics, we have to talk about airship aerodynamics. And not to mention opera performances by a certain untrained general. You know, I'm
Yeah.
getting ahead of myself, but yeah. Oh yes, I have the speech prepared. I was actually practicing it. It's my rant on how that scene makes no sense
Okay.
unless you take some facts for granted.
Yeah, you can prepare your rant over one of the most loved scenes of the game.
Exactly.
It's okay, it's a loving rant. We know he loves the sea.
Ah, I adore it.
And it'll be a bit odd for me because I've seen the opera performed at Distant Worlds live, but I haven't actually seen the opera in the game within the context of the game.
Did they actually sing? Like, with the vocals?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's-
it's not a very good performance, but they sing. Yeah.
by the way, we get Matricite.
God, no, I'm going to come out as a snob, as an opera snob. But if there were one track I was able to eliminate from the Distant Worlds playlist, that would be the opera. Because I freaking hate the opera scene in Distant Worlds.
I've never heard it.
I think it's I think it's really, really bad. And this is coming from somebody that loves that scene in-game.
And-
I hate the Distant Worlds opera.
And you love opera as well.
And I love opera as a genre. I really do. I guess that's precisely why I despise so much that scene, because they're trying to perform a song from the game, and what I'm seeing is some shitty opera singers trying to. I'm sorry, I'm sorry for the French, but yeah.
No, I agree. It wasn't particularly good opera, and I don't know that much opera myself.
I much prefer
If anything,
the
I think
synthesized
the best.
Go ahead.
If anything, I think the best version of the aria, the best arrangement is the grand finale arrangement, where they actually hired a real opera soprano and had her perform the aria in Italian. That's a great scene. That's exactly how I would picture the aria being sung by Celis. I'm sorry, Maria.
Yeah.
Foreshadow.
By the way, we picked up Magicite, and we didn't talk about it. But basically, what Magicite does is now you can equip Espers, and Espers allow you can cast the Esper first of all, and now everyone can learn magic. The way it works is that after every battle, you get magic points. And magical points go to a spell, and spells have different learning rates. So, like, if a spell has a learning rate of ×5, then every magic spell will be ×5. Like, every magic point will give you 5 points, and when you get to 100, you learn the spell, basically.
I can't help but point out that one of the sorry to interrupt, but one of the espers you picked up was Stray or Kate Sith.
Keishi.
Ketchi, however it's supposed to be pronounced, but no one actually pronounces it like that.
Catchy.
No, I don't know how to actually pronounce it.
Scottish.
Well, our dear admin Diablo pronounces it Ketchy, the Scottish.
Yeah, but I think Catchy is Irish.
I have no idea.
Pronounce it as you will.
For some reason, it appears in basically every single Final Fantasy game.
No, it's actually easy. Catchy is it has the word she, just like banshee, and I think it means fairy or forest spirit. So you've got Catchy. It's a cat fairy.
Someone's knocking
It's
on my
basically
door. I'm very sorry, but I think I have to go now.
Alright, so we'll cut the part here, and
Right,
we'll
sure.
continue later. And so tune in next time for, I think, part 4-4. Alright,
Okay then. Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, San.